Coming up this week, but I have not given you the spirit of fear. Hello everyone, and welcome to Sunday Spoilers, this wonderful opportunity that we have to be able to simply prepare our hearts for worship. Worship is an important part of how we live out our faith. It's an important part of how we connect to God. It's an important time for us to dedicate to God, and so we want to go into that time of worship prepared, open to receive who God is, open to receive what God is doing. The more time we put into this idea of worship, even outside of that time of worship, the better off we are. We want to be able to know that we are encountering God in that time, and that we are the most prepared that we can possibly be. So Sunday Spoilers is simply a chance for us to do that, to think about what we're going to be talking about this Sunday, what we're going to be looking at, what we're going to be experiencing this Sunday. As we continue through this season of Lent, we are continuing on this series, The Great Buts of the Bible, where God shifts our way of seeing things. Things may be established this way. This is maybe a certain way that we've done things, and this is a way that we've lived. But God shows us a new way. God shows us a new path. God shows us a new perspective. God helps us to understand that there's a new way of living life. Whenever you encounter but God in a sentence, you know that to the left side of the but God, there's brokenness, there's heartache, there's despair. But to the right of the but God, there's hope, there's light, there's beauty, there's God's presence. I think as we live life, that's how our encounter with God works. God shows us something new. God changes our perspective. God takes us to a different place. And so we're looking at several of the but gods of the Bible, where God shifts those perspectives. Last week we talked about forgiveness, that we often think that we're unforgivable, but God shows us that we are forgiven. And today, this week, we're going to be looking at the idea of fear. But God says, I didn't give you a spirit of fear. I think that fear is a part of our life, our everyday life. There's a lot of things that are out there that cause us to be afraid. There's a lot of things that we've experienced in life that have taught us to be afraid. And really, fear is something it's natural. It's something that's built in. There's a purpose for fear. But the danger is we can stay in that place. The danger is we can allow fear to dictate. It's fear that dictates our actions and our words and our responses to things. And if we stay in that place, we're stuck. We're not ever experiencing the world that God has for us. So we're going to be using the text from 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verses 6 through 14, as kind of a guide to kind of help us to see maybe this new way of understanding where God is leading us to go. So listen now to this text. For this reason I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid or afraid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. So do not be ashamed of the testimony about our Lord or of me his prisoner. Rather, join with me in suffering for the gospel by the power of God. God gave us the spirit, not of fear, not of timidity, but the spirit of power and love. That his love is here with us. His love is here to guide us. His love is here to show us the way. When we allow ourselves to be a part of that connection, when we allow ourselves to be a part of who God is, he shows us the steps. He gives us the courage to take the steps that we need to take. Sometimes it's that first step. It's that first step that's hard to take because we're afraid of what might happen. We're afraid of what might go wrong. We're afraid of the unknown. We're afraid of all kinds of things. So we don't take the steps that we need. One of the great benefits of faith, one of the great benefits of our connection to God is he gives us the strength that's beyond our strength. He gives us the way to walk through these things. He gives us a way to shape our actions based on what he's built inside of us. And he didn't make us that we are dominated by fear. Yes, fear is a part of life. Yes, fear is a part of how we experience things. But it's not what guides it. It's not what directs it. It's God who guides it. So I look forward to sharing more about this with you on Sunday. I look forward to kind of sharing a little bit about fear and how fear can be a part of our life, but also how God reminds us that there's a different way to live. There's a different way to see things, and there's a different way to understand things. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you in worship.